Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in USL League One. We've got news, we've got notes, we've got schedules, we've got schedule compression, we've got standings compression. All of that will take care of the last 7 days, get you ready for the next 7 days. And we will start things off by going backward, as we traditionally do, going over all of the matches that happened to get us to this particular moment in time. Starting back on last Wednesday, Union Omaha at Warner Park in Papillon, Nebraska, 2-0 winners over Lex SC. It would be a busy week for them. Then on Saturday, 6 matches. 6. And a lot of goals scored. Greenville over Charlotte by the final of 3-2, and that one was at Paladin Stadium on the campus of Furman University. Leo Castro continuing his hot form. Goal by Dane Kelly in the 18th made it 1-0, but then Castro 45 plus 3 and 45 plus 6 in front of a crowd of just over 2,800. Made it 2-1 at the break. Charlotte would come back to tie it at 2 in the 47th minute. Then you would end up with a goal on a penalty scored in the 86th minute, and that would be the ultimate decider at 3-2. So Greenville gets full points at home at Paladin Stadium. Forward Madison on the road takes full points from Richmond Kickers. But that's a stunner in and of itself. City Stadium is pretty much a fortress when it comes to USL League One. Goals in the 35th and the 74th made it 2-0, and then it was a penalty scored in the 87th that drew everything to 2-1. But that'd be your final score. Big win for Forward Madison on the road, getting full points there. Speaking of full points on the road, North Carolina FC in the back-and-forth matchup at Optum Sports Medicine Field in Tormenta Stadium. 3-2 winners over South Georgia Tormenta. Crowd just over 2,000. Kingsford Ajay would score to make it 1-0 for Tormenta. Rafa Mensingen would score in the 35th and the 42nd. But it would be back and forth. Ajay scores. Mensingen gets his first. Keziah Sterling scores. Mensingen gets his brace. 2-2 after 42, and that would be the score at the break. Then a goal in the 76th minute would be the ultimate decider for North Carolina FC, as they would get full points on the road. A lot of teams on the road getting full points in the last 7 days. Union Omaha would continue their hot week, 3-1 winners at home against One Knox at Warner Park. Lex SC in our match of the week. You want to talk back and forth. This one was crazy, and a lot of the action happened in the second half. They go to Future Legends Complex, take on Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at USL League One, ESPN Plus, and YouTube.
Awaiting the whistle of Gabriel Chiampi. It's our referee tonight. There is the whistle. We are underway. It is week 21 of the USL League One season in 2023, and we are glad you're with us. Northern Colorado, its 8th game of the season here at home at its new facility. Far and away the least in USL League One. Here's a right-footed shot, and what a blast! Ates Diouf, he had 2 goals June 3rd against Northern Colorado, and he continues the dominance of the tabletopper in USL League One. A dream start for Lexington on the road, and it's 1-0. Look at the control onto his right foot. Navigates around Arthur Rogers, the defensive player of the year in the league, leaves him sprawling. Long ball forward, and it finds a man in the box. Lukic maintains his footing to the top of the area. Ammon put it off the post. Amal Knight had his vision screened, and now a clunky tackle. Set up and pick out where he wanted to shoot it, and he nearly drew us left. Arthur Rogers, the king of chances created in USL League One, with a glorious ball to the near side. The cross! And it's cleared off the line! Did it go across? The referee says no! Keep Lexington in the attacking half. Flamini was knocked to the ground. No whistle. Now Ammon on his left foot, and it trickled through Knight. Ammon, the Golden Boot leader, 15 goals on the season. He ends his 3-match drought, and it's 1-1. It was only a matter of time. Ammon Had Kalen Fox off balance. North Carolina FC picked up a victory tonight. North Carolina, and that's headed on, and Ammon on a back post header right away after the restart gives Northern Colorado a 2-1 advantage. A masterful restart for the Hailstorm, and there's goal number 16 on the year for Ammon. Now this was a nightmarish job of marking, and Ammon standing all by himself. They want to pick up their first victory away from home here in 2023. Ken Levicka with you. And here in Colorado, oh, here's a bad giveaway. Can Northern Colorado cash in? Yes, they can. It's all falling apart for Lexington. It's Billy King, his 8th tally of the season. And Northern Colorado has grabbed a stranglehold of this match. It's 3-1. Lexington has been in shambles. This is easily played back to... Robertson floats into the 6-yard box. Lexington does get it back. It's game on in Colorado. Lexington has been overrun in the second half, but they find the tally to pull within a goal. Atestio. It's a brace. He timed that perfectly, the header. Oh, that was a heavy touch. It's played up ahead. Ammon off the post for a second time tonight. Came inches away from a hat trick. Jobs tonight. Oh my goodness. He just glided right by Fox. His game-tying goal wiped out because of a Northern Colorado handball that leads to a Lexington free kick. Write that down so you can follow along. Unreal. And it's almost 3-3 anyways. It's loose in the mouth of goal and it's cleared away. So Kim thought he was going to draw Lexington level after it hit the woodwork, and somehow Northern Colorado, after all of that, remains up 3-2. And what took place? Robertson, they're saying that went across the goal line. It hit the crossbar. Mid-June was his final round of chemotherapy, and here he is tonight. A remarkable story. This is into the middle! Oh, what a save from Knight! Point blank! Keeps it 3-3. Here comes the corner. Headed right at Knight, and he saved it again! Remarkable from them all night. Back to back, and both top. Headed to the midfield. Look out! He fell down. Played up ahead. Diouf, does he have the hat trick winner? Yes, he does. Atestio was denied the hat trick June 3rd in what Lexington thought was the game winner. Well, he gets it tonight. Redemption. Lexington will win its first road match of the season, and they'll do it in Northern Colorado. Atestio, it could only be him. Incredible. Atestio, the hero that Lexington deserved tonight. The referee still hasn't blown it. And there it is. Lexington Sporting Club had not won away from home in 2023, but they come to Northern Colorado, the team that entered tonight.
So full points for Lex SC. Very, very busy week for them, getting the win at Hailstorm. And the weekend would wrap up with action at Fresno State University, at Fresno State Soccer Stadium. Central Valley and Chattanooga would be a 1-1 draw. That sets up the standings and lays things out to where they are at this particular moment in time. North Carolina FC, 19 matches, 37 points, 2 ahead of Northern Colorado, who've now lost 3 in a row. Schedule compression because of U.S. Open Cup catching up with them a little bit. 35 points ahead on goal difference at plus 12 matches played, but they are 2 points behind. 2 points behind. Union Omaha has won 4 of 5. They're at 34 points, but they've also played 21 matches. Charlotte Independence alternating in their last 4 wins and losses. They're at 33 points, and they are ahead on goal difference, although they have the same number of wins as Forward Madison does. Forward Madison's at 9 wins, 33 points, and a goal difference of plus 5 compared to Charlotte's plus 6. Greenville, 20 matches played, they're at 32 points. They are unbeaten in their last 3 and unbeaten in 4 of 5. That's your playoff structure as it would stand right now. Then there's a gap to the race to get into the playoffs. Richmond is at 26 points. They only have 2 points in their last 5 matches. They are at 6, 7, and 8. One Knox has lost 4 of 5. They're at 25 points. South Georgia Tormenta, with matches in hand, has some work to do at 7, 10, and 3. They've lost 3 of 4. Lex SC, they've kind of come back down to earth a little bit after their great start. They're at 5, 10, and 6, 21 matches, 21 points. Central Valley has started closing the gap a little bit. They've only lost once in their last 4. They're at 17 points, and they are ahead of Chattanooga in wins and goal difference. Red Wolves at 4, 11, and 5. They are also at 17 points. In USL League One news, before we get into the weekend, North Carolina FC is leaving to rejoin the USL Championship in 2024. So this will be their last season in League One, 3-year absence, and they're going to work their way back up. They had a big capital campaign that has helped them out financially early, and with the help of that capital campaign, Steve Malik addressed a group of local press. Jeremy Allenboss says, quote, North Carolina FC has all the essential elements of a successful USL Championship club, a soccer-specific stadium, deeply committed ownership group, and a vibrant community that loves the sport. Congratulating Steve Malik and everyone involved with North Carolina FC on this upcoming move, and we look forward to seeing them compete at our highest level. Here's highlights from the press conference, and you'll hear from North Carolina FC President Francie Gottsagen and North Carolina FC head coach John Bradford.
This is a great opportunity both for the club and for our community. As Steve said, we've spent the past couple years coming out of the pandemic really focused on rebuilding the infrastructure from the club. We are at a point where we have a great framework in place to support a championship club in addition to continuing to support the Courage, and we can plan to continue to build on that framework to make sure that we continually improve the experience both for our fans as well as for our players. We live in a soccer hotbed. The Triangle has a long history of soccer, both at the collegiate level, the many youth organizations that are here, including NCFC Youth, which is the largest in the country with over 15,000 participants, as well as the pro clubs here, which have a long history as well. And we have a very soccer-savvy market, I would say, as well. So we're really excited to be able to rejoin USL Championship because we know that this is what our community wants and it's what they're going to embrace.
And then, John, if you could speak to the technical side of things, what this means for the team, obviously in first place in USL League One, knowing the team on the field is already a very quality product, and kind of what the immediate future looks like for the team on the field moving up to USL Championship.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. I think it's an exciting announcement, and obviously our players, who I shared this with this morning ahead of the announcement going public, were excited about it. So I think it brings those guys that want to continue their careers at higher levels that opportunity to basically audition for that chance next year to be going up to championship. But we certainly don't want to lose sight of where we are right now, in terms of League One and finishing off this season extremely well. And obviously the guys have done a great job, so we're excited to continue that too.
Other news in and around USL League One, Forward Madison have added former U.S. Youth National Team winger Pierre De Silva. 25-year-old joins the squad for the remainder of the 23 season pending league and federation approval. Port Chester, New York native, successful youth career in the U.S., moving from New York to Florida in 2016. Became the first player to progress from the Orlando City Pro Academy to OCB to the first team. Made his professional debut in 2016 in USL Championship for OCB. Later signed to an MLS contract in January 2017, tabbed as the top prospect on the USL 20 under 20 list in 2017. 49 appearances for OCB, 4 appearances for Orlando City, loaned to Atlético Paranaense for 2019. Did not make an appearance between 2018 and 2022. He appeared for St. Louis FC, Memphis 901, and the Miami FC, 11 goals and 13 assists in 112 appearances. 21 appearances for the U.S. in youth national team activity across U17 and U19 levels. Matt Glazer looking forward to having Pierre da Silva along for the ride for the remainder of the season. Now, that sets us up for the schedule and the rest of the activity here in USL League One for the remainder of the week. Schedule is midweek and weekend, once again, balancing out a lot of activity, trying to match up games that have gone on here and because of gaps, because of other competitions. 3 matches on your Wednesday. City Stadium has Richmond and North Carolina FC. That one is at 7 o'clock at City Stadium. Optum Sports Medicine Field and Tormenta Stadium, the Central Valley Fuego, who are next to last, come and take on South Georgia Tormenta. And at 8 o'clock at Breeze Stevens, Forward Madison is hosting Chattanooga Red Wolves. So when you look at those particular matchups, juice boxes do exist for the most recent activity in USL League One. Richmond, in their match, is a plus 181 underdog as the league leaders come to town at a plus 127. Your draw is a plus 244. Tormenta, big on the minus side at a minus 175. And Central Valley's a plus 401. Your draw is a plus 307. Forward Madison also on the minus side with Chattanooga visiting. Forward Madison a minus 137. Your draw is a plus 263. And Chattanooga on the road is a plus 334. Looking at the weekend schedule after the 6 teams have to pack up and go to their new locations on the weekend on Saturday. It is 7 o'clock at American Legion, Charlotte hosting Tormenta. 7 o'clock at Toyota in Lexington. The road trip continues for Central Valley Fuego, having to pack up and go from Statesboro to Lexington, Kentucky. 7 o'clock at Wake Med, North Carolina FC and Greenville Triumph. 7:30 at CHI Memorial, Chattanooga Red Wolves and Richmond Kickers. 8 o'clock at Breeze Stevens, Forward Madison and 1 Knox. 9 o'clock at Future Legends, Northern Colorado Hailstorm and Union Omaha. If you are around in any of these markets as you have home matches in USL League One, go ahead and check it out. Quality competition, as you can tell right now. Things are kind of split into twos. You got the teams in the playoff picture. You got the teams that are chasing right now below the playoff bar. If you are in market and cannot follow along in person, follow along your local providers. If you're out of market, still want to follow along, you can do so on ESPN Plus, and ESPN Plus is your home for all the action in USL League One all season long, and that will lead you into the championships for the USL League One as we are past the halfway point of the season and in the business end of the schedule. So for everybody here at SDH, that's your rundown of everything going on in USL League One. Play it safe, everybody. Enjoy the games in USL League One.
There can be only one